Before returning home, the pilgrims made a special journey to Assisi, home of saints who inspire us with their deep love of the poor and their unwavering devotion to Christ.
My name is Vincent Riley, and we're here in Assisi, one of the many stops on our journey of hope, where we've learned about saints of the past, like St. Francis, and saints of the future, like Carlo Acutis. Come walk with us as we journey through their lives and how they served the poor.
The Bible book was not that common as it is nowadays in our Christian homes. So how could people learn about Jesus Christ, about the Old Testament stories? It was mainly oral tradition at home. There was no TV, no internet, no smartphones, so people spent time telling stories about Jesus Christ, Abraham, Isaac, Noah, and whoever. When a Christian entered a church in the Middle Ages, it was like to recognize the same stories he or she had heard about at home. The job done by frescoes inside of a church was the same we do nowadays with PowerPoint slides, with presentations. It was to use picture to educate Christians. And most of the churches were called Bible to the poorest because they were like the complete book that Christians had to learn about, the Bible. So on one wall you could see the Old Testament stories, and on the opposite wall, Jesus Christ. And then when the church was dedicated to a saint, it was very recurrent to have the life of that saint painted as comics along, the church.
Pilgrims also visited the Church of St. Clare, built in honor of one of St. Francis's closest followers. St. Clare of Assisi chose a life of poverty, prayer, and service, becoming a powerful example of faith and devotion for women in the church.
The greatest thing that has impacted me was being able to spend the day in Assisi and walking the road of Francis. Living my life in the Franciscan spirituality, that impacted my life, so that when I go home, their spirituality is peace and sharing the gospel in a simple way. So how can we just share the gospel simply to each person that we encounter?
Pilgrims also learned about Blessed Carlo Acutis, a modern teenager who found inspiration in the Saints of Assisi, especially St. Francis. Deeply devoted to the Eucharist, Blessed Carlo used his love for technology to create an online exhibition of Eucharistic miracles. Though he died at just 15, his faith continues to inspire young people around the world.
It was kind of weird seeing a future saint in a pair of jeans and a pair of Nikes. If he can become a saint at 15 years old, then why can't I?
Blessed Carlo Acutis is on the path to becoming the first millennial to be canonized, a moment that would officially recognize him as the patron saint of the internet.